Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Cheesehead and the Viking. I'm CJ, the Cheesehead, joined by, as regular co-host, Tommo Viking, and our new regular co-hosts down the bottom. We've got Rantjot, also known as the Myth. As you can see, he's unfortunately a 49ers fan, but we won't hold that against him. He's been with us for the last two episodes. And down there, the bottom right-hand corner, we've got Brad. We'll call him the Cowboy because, as you can see, is a devout Dallas Cowboys tragic. He is also from the heartland, as in heartland of NFL, America. He's in Australia, obviously, but we got a Yank in the crew. Let's go. A quick side note before we get started: we are rebranding to Aussie End Zone or the Aussie End Zone. Don't worry if you're already subscribed or following us. It's literally just a name change. Nothing. You'll still see our stuff on Instagram and Facebook, Twitter, all that jazz. But if you can, try and get someone to give us a like and a follow so we can get even more viewers and listeners. Right, let's get stuck the frick into it with, first of all, the Vikings and Lions pregame. I'm sorry, I have to, because how do you
get
lose
one?
to...
You get one. You get one, all right? You've been a knuckle-dragging Packers fan all week, so you get fucking one.
Okay, and
So
this
do
is
it.
my
Go
one.
now.
This is my one. How embarrassing is it to not only go and lose 2 games after you've beaten the Packers, but lose to a team that is 0-10-1? Like, I'm sorry, but Zimmer needs to fucking go.
Go
ahead with your rant.
I'll tell you how. No fucking defense. No credible defense anymore. What the fuck is going on? It was just horrible, especially the last quarter and the last drive especially was just absolute garbage. It was like the offense. It was one of those. It's one of those games where the offense was constantly getting the team back in or keeping it in the game, and then the defense would just go on pork sort it the entire fucking way. I don't understand what is going on with Zimmer. I just cannot understand it. And the whole thing, man. It was.
Do you think Zimmer keeps his job at the end of this year, especially after that performance?
I don't know how he could have earlier in the year. There's been some thoughts I've been putting down lately, and it's sort of. I don't understand how he can keep a job this far, because it's just it's getting to a point where it's just historic badness or mediocrity. I guess most people have put, and it's not bad. It's just mediocre. And mediocre doesn't cut it in the NFL for 18 years.
How long has he been
there?
8. He's been there 8 years now. Yeah, 8 going on 9.
Yeah.
So he's had plenty of time to prove himself.
Yeah, that's right.
Exactly.
I mean, there's other coaches who have had far less time, and obviously there's good coaches that have had far more time. But they're the coaches that achieve 8 years or longer, usually 6 or longer years.
Usually won a Super Bowl by that point.
Well, not even won a Super Bowl, but constant finals appearances and finals wins, where he's had none of that. So I just don't understand how he's going to keep it. So in terms of the game, I mean, you have to sort of, it's that weird thing in the NFL where if something tragic happens to the team or the town in the week leading up to it, the team kind of just rises, even if they're a garbage piece of shit team like the Lions.
Yeah.
And obviously there was
say like the Vikings.
Well, yeah, the Vikings as well. We've done it. I mean, fuck the one finals win in 8 years that we had, Case Keenum. You know what I mean? Like that was it was fucking horrible leading up to that point, and then we're just stringing out weird shit.
Yes.
But yeah, the horrible situation that happened in Ohio this in the past couple of weeks. That was always going to sort of have it play an impact on these games because it just seems to. With the towns and the way that the NFL is structured for some reason and the way that people are in America and especially NFL supporters. So they got right behind them. I think, look, Goff and some of the Lions offense haven't been playing bad for weeks.
No, absolutely.
They've actually been playing good football. Yeah. Again, for them, it's always been their defense that's letting them down. So it's kind of the tale of two there for this game. And it was just going to be who was going to come down to that final bit. But the Vikings are making a habit of letting teams just sit and have a sniff the entire way through, and then just killing it. So
no, that's fair. And I think that's a you could say a safe assessment. We'll cross down to the Cowboy, our newest co-host, to get his thoughts on that game in particular, being from the heartland and understanding maybe a bit more than what we do.
In terms of the psyche of it and how the tragedy plays into it.
Yeah. What do you think, Fred?
it all goes back to the patriotism, in the sense of, you're indoctrinated into it and enculturated into that sense of, okay, if something bad happens, even if you and I hate each other or whatever, but if something bad happens to our family or to our area, there's that tremendous sense of rallying around. And for good and bad, Americans do it like no other country. So
I'd have to say absolutely. I think we all see that from outside too.
Of
It's
course,
just the way it is.
And
So I mean, that's you end up losing to a 0-10-1 team for no fucking reason. And also, I think they had absolutely nothing to lose in that game in terms of the Lions, because they could technically afford to win a game and still get the first pick in next year's draft anyway. Because the Jaguars had a couple of wins by now, so they're still going to remain in that number one spot anyway. So they can always afford to at least win one, and probably another one before the end of the season if the Jags win more somehow. If Urban Meyer somehow manages to string together wins.
I think they might be able to. And let's cross down to the myth, a.k.a. Rantjot, Pastry Press. His links, again, as always, will be in the description below to cover his 49ers recap. I'm not going to give a Packers recap because we had the bye. So go ahead, Rantjot.
Well, firstly, on that Vikings game, just to finish off, just want to give my respects to the 4 people who passed away in that shooting. It obviously rallied together Michigan, the entire state. The Lions obviously got the victory, and Michigan won the Big Ten championship in college football as well.
Yes,
the exact same week.
Yeah, see what I mean?
So
they rallied.
Rallied the whole state together. So we go on to the 49ers versus the Seattle Seahawks. Now, I'm not gonna mince words today. I think
I'm not even laughing. I'm not laughing at the 49ers. It's just every time someone mentions the Seahawks now, I don't even know what Russell Wilson's still doing there. It's just shit.
It's just.
As bad as you think, he may as well come to the Vikings.
He might as well. Yeah,
he may as well try and take over as quarterback at bloody the Lions and do better. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Trade Russell Wilson. But anytime those Seahawks anytime those Seahawks play my damn 49ers, they always win.
Didn't we talk about this last week? I think we jinxed it for you.
Yeah, I said 7-point victory for the 49ers. There's actually 7-point victory for the Seahawks. Like, I got the exact margin right. I got the wrong team though. And it was just a tough game. Like, I gotta be honest, like, first, like, opening kickoff, like, Trenton Cannon goes down with a concussion. He goes to the ambulance, like a prolonged delay. Like, my thoughts and wishes going out to Trenton Cannon. Thankfully, he's out of hospital, but he hasn't practiced since with his concussion. But so that was just a terrible start to the game. And then, like, our defense, like, kind of rose up, like, forced a 3-and-out, and then they did a fake punt. Like, come on, bro. Like, how did Travis Homer go 73 yards to the end zone? Like,
because
special
it's against
teams.
the Niners.
Exactly. Special teams. You got something to answer for, like, right there, straight up. But, like, we got, like, we played well. Like, and then, like, at halftime, we have a slight lead. And then, like, around halftime. And then, like, coming out of halftime, they score a touchdown. All right. They're like back, and then they score a safety. It's 23-all. Like, why? Like, what are we doing? Like, who was blocking on that play? Like, Jimmy Garoppolo, he needs, like, a bit, like, I'm pretty done with him, to be honest. Like, 2 interceptions that, like, pretty much cost us the game. Like, I'm not mincing words, but he did have a good final drive, but we'll get into that later. But I must say, and then the Seahawks went in front 30-23. When Tyler Lockett makes another catch. Like, how does that dude have a GPS? He has a GPS on the football. He just has, like, 100 awareness on, like, Madden. Like, he just, like, can just track that ball, like, wherever. He can just find it. Like, if you can't see it from the back, he's, like, eyes in the back of his helmet, basically. Like, this dude can just catch that touchdown. And, well, the fourth quarter, it was just tense as hell. And they had that final drive. Like, the Seahawks, like, final drive. They were right on the goal line, but Azeez Al-Shaair who was very unlucky to like miss out my MVP of the week. But he had like 16 tackles. He forced a fumble like on the goal line.
Ooh.
Like at their 2, we recovered it. Dante Johnson, who I do not like. But yeah, yeah. So and then we drove all the way down to their 2-yard line, and then a controversial no call on the pass interference at the goal line, which I mean I don't agree with, but I won't blame the refs. But they usually don't call like anything like in the last 2 minutes. So, you know, I completely, you know, I've watched this game for like 11, 12 years now at this point. So I've seen it. They don't call that stuff. So, yeah, I would say the 49ers did shoot themselves in the foot. Jimmy Garoppolo had a terrible performance. And the secondary, I must say, needs a lot of improvement. Like, yeah, we have like no cornerbacks. Like once Emmanuel Mosley went down in that game, like we had no cornerbacks. Like Josh Norman is just the definition of like washed up. This dude, he is like, I'm sorry, but Josh Norman.
Rant away, I'm loving this.
Like,
Like get the popcorn, eh?
This is
Exactly,
good Manjot. This is quality Manjot.
yeah, exactly. This is pissed off Manjot today. Like, I'm really sorry, but
This ain't the
No
No
myth,
flag
this is the
football.
truth.
49ers lose.
This
He's
is-
all on it.
yeah,
this ain't
I'm
a myth,
just
this the
sick
truth.
and tired.
Oh man.
Exactly, the truth. Like, this ain't the myth. This is the truth. I'm sick and tired of losing to the Seattle Seahawks. Like, get your act together, 49ers. Like, Jesus Christ. You guys, man, like, why do we always have to lose to the Seahawks? Like, I'm about to cry. Like, this team has been causing, like, so much childhood pain for me. Like,
Bit of
over the years,
PTSD.
like, since 2013. Yeah, exactly, the PTSD. Since 2013, I've hated their guts. And we cannot beat them. Like, oh, my goodness. I gotta stop. Otherwise, this show would just turn into a Manjot rant.
Okay,
Like,
that's fine.
Manjot rant. What do you reckon? Do you reckon it's Trey Lance time?
Rantjot.
yes, like, okay, this is where, like, I wanted to, like, get into that preview before I talk about the QB controversy, but I want to, like, okay,
Go ham.
I've been
Go
asked
for it.
about it.
I'm
Like,
enjoying
yeah,
it.
exactly. Like, it's Trey Lance time. Like, I'm sorry. Like, you look at 2018. We go back to 2018. You look at the Baltimore Ravens. They were struggling with Joe Flacco. You know what they did? They put in Lamar Jackson, the QB they traded up for in the first round, and he led them to the playoffs. He got them to the playoffs. He struggled a bit in the playoffs, but that's okay.
But he
The
got in
next
there.
year, he won the MVP. Now you go a little bit further back, 2017, the Chiefs. You know, Patrick Mahomes, he might have wanted to come back in, like, you know, he came in the last game of the season, like a dead rubber game, and he like won the game for them, like against the Broncos, which is pretty good. Next year, he won the MVP. So if Trey Lance like gets a bit of time, like here or there, like I think, you know, he can get up in like his development can get up.
Are you
So
saying he's next year's MVP?
Yeah,
I
exactly.
mean, you
Like,
can't. So,
I'm bringing the
I
correlation.
mean,
I'm bringing the
you go,
correlations.
I reckon it is Trey Lance time because you've got guys in his own draft class, other QBs that are starting already for a lot of teams, and they're throwing regular quality numbers, 200 plus every week.
Yeah.
And yet here are the 49ers still trying to, and they've got no fuck all run game. So why don't you can't claim that you're a run first team anyway. So but here they are just persisting with Garoppolo with this. I mean, last week was 299, yeah, but you've got other numbers in there like 170s, 180s, 160s. What are you doing? Especially, I just don't understand what you're doing. If you're going to throw that kind of, you may as well have the kid doing those kind of numbers, and push
Butting
him
him.
forward with the future and bringing him in so that next year could be better. He gets a better start than like wasting him for a year when he was clearly ready. We all saw him in games. He was good enough. Yeah, it was just weird. I guess
absolutely,
it's
the
just-
other thing, I want to hijack us all for a minute since we're on
For Gardner
Seahawks.
Minshew?
No,
For
not yet.
QB? No,
Since,
okay.
since we're on not yet. Since we're on Seahawks corner, the reports today, obviously when we're recording today, of rumors that Russell Wilson will waive his no trade clause for either the Giants, the Saints, or the Broncos.
Oh,
What do you
so
reckon
he's
about
going
that?
literally from no Super Bowl to
Giants,
another no
Saints, or
Super Bowl.
Broncos.
Cool.
Yeah,
Where are
I
those
reckon.
I
I've
reckon
heard of the Giants. Yeah,
the
the
Saints
Giants.
or the Broncos would be red hot landing spots for him. I reckon.
What do you reckon, Cowboy?
I don't know why he'd want to go to the Giants. They're pathetic.
Yeah.
Maybe he thinks he can turn them around. Maybe it's that Russell. Maybe it's that let Russ cook ego.
Maybe Ciara.
He's trying to
Maybe
Tom Brady
Ciara wants to live in New York.
She wants to be in New York.
He's trying to Tom Brady with the Bucks, but it's not going to work.
Yeah. He's just going to get paired with Jason Garrett and just become even more mediocre than what he already is.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
I don't
And
know.
what
I
about
don't
the Broncos,
like-
though? Do you think he'd do any good at the Broncos?
No, I think you put him on the Broncos, and the Broncos are legit.
I agree.
Yeah, because
Yes.
I mean,
Exactly.
Teddy's doing it, and he's just the reality is Teddy's just a backup, But
Yeah.
Teddy's doing it there. So you put any quality QB there, I reckon that they are,
I think they'll be a contender
up
for
the top.
sure.
Yeah,
And the Broncos know what that's like. I mean, they took Peyton. Granted, their defense now is not nearly as good as when they got Peyton, but they know what it's like to take a QB at the later stages of his career, plug him in, and make something happen. So
Yeah, absolutely.
Their defense is still pretty good, and they've got quality wide receivers. You got Jerry Jeudy, Cortland Sutton, Tim Patrick, and Noah Fant in the receiving core. You got Javonte Williams, who was like my rookie of the week this week. He was he's an amazing running back. Let me tell you, he's coming up right now. Like his stock is rising. I reckon he'll be like a very good running back in the next few years. And I think like you got the defense, you got Bradley Chubb, you got Pat Surtain, who's like going off as well. Another good rookie for them. Like the Broncos have a good future. It's just quarterback. Like that's the one thing. And like for me, like ever since those Aaron Rodgers like draft rumors have been coming up, I've been thinking like Aaron Rodgers to the Broncos. Yeah, but like I think Russell Wilson also, like, Russell Wilson. Yeah, I think he's like a good.
If he doesn't go to the Broncos, he's going to be fucking traded to the CFL, I reckon.
No way.
Now, while we're on that topic, we got one more game to cover before we do the rest of the show, and that is the Cowboys game. I will tangent it and take it down to Brad, the Cowboy, to tell us how they went.
Yeah, it seems like an eternity ago, doesn't it? Because it was a Thursday night game, and the way the news cycle works is just that seems like forever. So the reality is it was an ugly game. I know it was they scored some points, but the Cowboys, they went into that game, you'd think, okay, we're going to blow this thing out, because New Orleans, I'm sorry, when you think New Orleans, you think Sean Payton, you think offensive, dynamic and stuff, but they're just a shell of what they used to be. They really are so injury depleted. It's just, it's pathetic. So
I was really into the whole thing at the start of the season.
Say again.
Yeah. I was into the whole Saints thing at the start of the season.
Oh, yeah.
It was fun to watch, And I think if it would have remained a similar team, I think it would have been a really fun games to watch, despite like win or lose,
Yeah.
From an outside perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. No, and usually they throw up a good brand of football. It's fun, like you said, to watch, but they're not fun to watch. Especially when they've got no quarterback that can do anything. I mean, Taysom Hill's a great athlete, but I'm sorry, man, he's not an NFL quarterback. So it's just So they go in the game, and basically the Cowboys can't run the football, and that's the story of the last 4 or 5 games, is that they just cannot run. And granted, the Saints defense, they have a really good run defense,
they do,
but the Cowboys just could not do anything, and it was obvious. You don't have to be a genius to see that something's wrong with Zeke. He's hurt, he's banged up, and then just today they said that they think it's going to get better. That it apparently, I don't know how it works, but it's a knee bruise. It can't get any better or worse. It's only going to get better. So they're planning on him improving, but I think it's a load of what
BS.
Exactly. But the reality is they needed 4 turnovers to win the game. 4 turnovers. That's the number one indicator of success for football games, is turnovers. And they had to have 4 of them, but not only 4 turnovers, they had to have a defensive touchdown. It's just kind of, I love my Cowboys.
Ugly,
hey,
is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about that interception though by Jaron Curse? Both feet in bounds, just an amazing catch. great concentration by the safety.
Absolutely. So they got the win. They did what they needed to do. You're never going to complain about a Thursday night win in the Superdome, that type of thing. But it was not impressive by any stretch of the imagination.
Well, given what they have done this season with some wins, absolutely not.
Yeah.
So are we all good to go through our MVPs of the week, or is there anything else that you guys want to talk about first?
Yeah, just a great game.
Yeah.
Yeah, all good.
Well,
Yeah, just a great game by the Cowboys. Like not like the full game, but they still did enough. Yeah, I mean, I'd say like the defense was doing pretty well. Like 4 interceptions, that's pretty huge. Yeah. Taysom had a good day, like fantasy wise, I must say, but not in NFL quarterback term wise. 2 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, not going to cut it, to be honest. And I think the Cowboys, definitely do deserve that win. Alvin Kamara,
MVPs of the week. First of all, we want to thank one of our sponsors, New Dawn Carpentry. They're based in Tweed Heads, and they do all of your carpentry and building needs from Tweed Heads all the way through to the Gold Coast. And with the border reopening next Monday, that's a bloody godsend for you guys on the Gold Coast. Be sure to call or contact New Dawn Carpentry for all of your needs, and tell Jake that we sent you. Rightio. So my New Dawn MVP of the week is George Kittle. 2 touchdowns, 186 combined yards. Honestly, it's the hair for me. It's what does it. He's luscious, and the game was good. He got 2 TDs. Only 5 of those yards though were rushing touchdown, were rushing yards. He only got 5 rushing yards, but the rest were receptions. So 181 receiving yards is pretty bloody good in my books, especially in a loss. That's pretty good in my book. So well done to George Kittle. We will cross over to Cowboy for his MVP of the week.
Yeah, I love Tom Brady, man. I mean, I hate him, but I love his performance. You can't argue with 4 touchdowns and 300 plus yards. It's just the dude is unreal. So he is by far my MVP of the week.
Absolutely. And what about you, Myth Rantjot, the legend?
Now, went with a bit of defense, because defense wins championships, as they say. So TJ Watt from the Pittsburgh Steelers, 3.5 sacks, 6 combined tackles, sorry. And he had a forced fumble that rolled out of bounds, unfortunately, on the final drive of the game. But I must say, you look at his stats, he's got to win Defensive Player of the Year. If it ended today, season ends today, he's got to win Defensive Player of the Year. He got robbed last year. He got absolutely robbed. I'm going back to Rant mode here, but Aaron Donald did not
Rantjot's
deserve
my favorite Rantjot.
Yeah, exactly. Rantjot. Let's go.
Rantjot.
Let's get it. Like Aaron Donald, come on, man. He did not deserve it over TJ Watt last year. So this year we got to correct it. TJ Watt for Defensive Player of the Year and my MVP of the week.
I reckon that's driving him this year too. I reckon that's what's driving the wanting to go for the all-time sack record too.
Right?
Yeah.
He's only got to get 23 and a half he's got to get to. And he's at currently
22 and a half.
16 he's at now.
Oh, I think he'll get there. He's already got that half, so he needs to get
he'll get there this week against the Vikings.
Yeah. Will. And who's your MVP of the week this week, Tommo?
Mine, the man, the mullet, the 80s headband that is Gardner Minshew. It's better than your mullet. I'll tell you what.
Nothing's better than that, mate. But no,
2
honestly,
TDs, 20 from 25, 242 yards in his first proper outing with the Eagles.
What
and
a
the
legend.
Eagles look mint with him.
And how wholesome was that footage of him and his dad after the game? Right?
I know. He's just a dude. He's so good.
Right? Yeah. And it's crazy to think that he's younger than me.
Yeah, that's right.
And he's older than you, Rantjot. Anyone's older than Rantjot, though.
Who's up?
So go ahead, Cowboy.
No, I was just saying, do you think that is there any type of a QB controversy? Do the Eagles go with Gardner, or do they go back to
how could you not? At least this week.
The stupidity is I think they will go backwards.
I think they will.
What is that?
I don't know. Someone's back audio thing. Anyway, all good. Continue.
Is it someone?
Possibly.
Yeah. I think they will go backwards, and that's part of the problem. They'll just keep going back to Hurts and going back to Hurts, even though
keep hurting them.
And if Hurtsing them,
Yeah.
shit, that's bad.
Are you a dad?
You're not even a dad.
Like,
yeah, I
give
think
Gardner
they
a
will.
chance.
Oh, you give Gardner a chance. Oh god.
Yeah, give
We're
Gardner a chance.
Can
Like,
we just
okay,
bring out
back
some
to
hashtags?
yeah. Like, all right, we're going
Come on,
straight
Rantjot,
back to
we
Rantjot.
Rantjot.
Yeah, we're going straight back to Rantjot. Like, this dude, Gardner Minshew, has been screwed, like, in his whole career. Like, the Jaguars let go of him for Trevor Lawrence. Like, he deserved more of a chance in Jacksonville. Did you see, like, 2019, he stepped up, like, when Nick Foles was, like, just like, you know, just throwing away, like, $88 million. Like Gardner Minshew, man, like, he deserves a chance. Put him on a team like the Broncos. Like, put him on a team like the Broncos.
Yeah. When the Eagles signed him, he was behind Joe Flacco. So he was third.
Yep.
He was third. And when they traded Flacco to Jets, I was like, come on, Minshew.
Yes, sir, Minshew mania.
So in
I was
Gardner
like,
we
let's
trust.
go. I tell you what, Brad,
Hashtag in Gardner we trust.
considering the small amount of games that are left in the season, and obviously Cowboys Eagles is that week 18 game. Who do you reckon the Cowboys would rather face, Minshew or Hurts?
Yeah, I think from a Cowboys perspective, they'd rather face Hurts because Hurts can't throw the ball. Minshew can throw the ball, and he's decently athletic. And if he catches fire, it's legit. Whereas Hurts, he's a good runner, but he's too one-dimensional.
Yeah, I agree. I think what they lose in the run game from QB perspective in terms of that mobile quarterback, what they lose getting rid of Hurts, and that they gain way more in terms of a thrower in Minshew and someone who can make it up on the fly, because I feel like that's what he had to do in Jacksonville as well. He was constantly just making it up on the fly because the shit was always going wrong. So
right, I mean, it's Jacksonville. What do you expect?
Yeah, just to chip in on that one. Yeah, so like if I'm the Cowboys, here's what I do like defensively against like Jalen Hurts. Like you just put like Trayvon Diggs like on Devonta Smith, which is their like top receiver, of course. Like, and then Jalen Reagor, like you're not going to expect him to do much, to be honest. Like we've covered this last week. He was just absolute trash. Like he was drafted one spot before Justin Jefferson.
I'm loving
just a complete. Exactly. Like I'm bringing this back next week, by the way. But
that's what
we're making a segment.
It needs to be here.
Yeah, you guys wanted like more.
We get some fancy kind of shit going on.
Let's go.
Yeah. So like, you've got Diggs on Devonta Smith, and then you've got like you can just sell out on the run. You've got Micah Parsons, very versatile player. I think he should be in the defensive player of the year like conversation. In my opinion, he'll win defensive rookie easily.
Oh, easily.
Yeah. He's just so versatile. He can play like defensive end, linebacker. He can just like play all over the field. Just an amazing player.
Russell Douglas would get that. Would be in the conversation for defensive rookie.
Well,
me in the conversation, but he's not going to win it.
I don't think he'll win it, but I think he'll be in the conversation.
Yeah,
hard agree.
He's not at Micah's level, to be honest.
I think it's funny. It's funny, isn't it? You constantly get all these people talking about generational talents every year coming out of the draft and stuff.
Every year.
And it's pretty rare that you see.
But every year.
Every year. But it's pretty rare that you actually see that kind of talent straight away.
Right.
Within the first couple of weeks. Yeah, and it's and Micah Parsons, I think, has just been that the whole time.
Yeah, he has. Hard agree.
Yeah.
Hard agree with that. Now, I think that we need to settle that bit now so we can go into our next segment because we've got a few more segments to go. But by the way, anyone who's listening, our episodes will be 2 times a week as of next week. It'll be a recap and then a preview. I'll edit that bit into the start. Anyway, we are going to our American Connection plays of the week. American Connection for all of your gridiron gear needs in Australia. Go to americanconnection.com.au and use the code CHEESEVIKING for 10% off your total order at checkout. The link will be in the description below. Right, my play of the week is, of course, fuck the Vikings, the Lions' last drive, because honestly, it's just hilarious to see them lose. Honestly, enough said on that, because as
mine is let's go. Mine is the actual last TD. Because I think it was that was perfectly orchestrated in terms of the last throw. When you look at it, and I've watched a couple of different visions on YouTube and stuff from coaches' film and shit. and you just see stuff like where Dantzler gave St. Brown way too much cushion, way too much space. And he wasn't even watching him. And I think he had one eye on him, but he definitely was not close enough. But the other part was when you look at some of the coaches' film, there were other lines players that were completely open in front of that line. So Goff probably had maybe 2-3 options that he probably could have gone to at that point if one was shut, if his first choice was shut down. But so I think it was probably really well orchestrated against a piece of shit defense. So
absolutely, I agree. What about you, man? What's your player of the week?
Now, we're going back into the George Kittle stocks, back into 49ers versus Seahawks. That touchdown against the Seahawks, the second one, where he's just going along the sideline. There was like a picture of the 49ers post on Instagram, and he had like this much space between him and the sideline, like one blade of grass. Like literally, I'm talking about like
tiptoe ballet.
He did his ballet like impersonation, like just perfect ballet impression, and just
one George Kittle man bun between him and the grass and the line.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yes, or you could say a Gardner Minshew mustache difference.
Let's keep going. Minshew, baby.
Rightio.
Minshew mania.
A Cowboy, mate, what's your player of the week?
I had Michael Gallup. I admit it's a little bit of a homer call, but I love the way that he again, we're talking about that the width of a Minshew mustache there. So yeah, he just toe tapped it in the end zone, highballed it, went up got it at the high point and came down, and it gave him that first score, got him momentum in the first quarter, gave him the lead. So yeah, I was excited about that.
Absolutely. And segueing into our non-team, so the team that we don't follow's game of the week, obviously my team didn't even play, so I got the lovely choice of every game that I wanted to watch. And again,
he chose the Lions Vikings.
Flogging a dead horse. It is the Lions against the Vikings, because how could you not
insert graphic of knuckle dragging Packers fan.
Just how could you not? How could
big
you not?
Forehead.
It's shiny as fuck. Anyway, let's go. Let's cross to Cowboy first for this one. What's your non-team game of the week?
Well, the one I fell in love with was that exact same game. It was. So.
I mean, if nothing else, the Vikings are bringing entertaining football every week, because you don't know what the fuck is going to happen. You can get to halftime and they can go, "Oh, that team's going to win." Nope.
Yeah. No, I was watching
every game.
It shows you kind of how fanatical I am sometimes. I was actually watching it in the shower, and I let out a yell, and my wife thought something was happening. And not only that, but I'll admit I had money on the game, and it cost me the money. So
fair enough. And what about yourself, Manjo? What was your player of the week?
Non-team game.
So yeah, non-team game of the week. Jeez, my brain. Fuck.
Oh, it's all good. Yeah. I'm surprised you guys didn't mention this one, but Ravens versus Steelers, what a classic. Like that rivalry in the AFC North, just like two like powerhouses of the past decade, just butting heads. Yeah, exactly. And exactly, like I do not like the Steelers, but like I do have respect for them a tiny bit. Like Ben Roethlisberger, like he had a good game, I must say. Like, he had a solid game. Deontay Johnson went off, I must say. He was just amazing. And just that final drive, like, the Ravens, like, they were getting passes through. Like I said earlier, TJ Watt got a forced fumble, which rolled out of bounds, fortunately for them. But then Lamar just kept going to Sammy Watkins. Sammy Watkins scored, like, the supposedly game-tying touchdown. But then they decided to go for 2 down 1. They were like, "Oh, we don't trust our defense in overtime. We don't trust like the coin toss. So we're going for it all. We're putting all the chips on the table." And then Lamar just slightly overthrows, I'd say. And like he slightly overthrew Mark Andrews, but like Mark Andrews also kind of dropped it. I must say, like it was a bit of both, I must say. But it was more on Lamar. He should have Lamar, like, he should have just put a bit more mustard, like, a bit more touch on that, like, I must say. And I must say, like, Lamar Jackson.
We need
I'm
Rantjot.
just-
Let's get Rantjot.
We need to get a must say counter. I'm gonna literally put a counter of how many times you said I must say throughout the whole episode. Ding.
Yeah, I must say.
Okay,
All
so
right. Well,
now
I was
we
going to be.
must- So go ahead.
I was going to be. I was going to be a complete dick, and then say my game of the week was the Bills versus Patriots because Mac Jones threw for 19 yards in
Right.
3 attempts.
Hey, look, like I bet CJ, like our cheesehead right here, I bet he was having flashbacks to the 2019 NFC Championship game when the 49ers were just like running it straight down your throats. Jimmy Garoppolo 8 pass attempts in that game. I never thought like anyone would pass less than Jimmy G that day.
No,
But then
man,
Mac Jones comes.
For me, it was Mac
wanna
Jones.
You want to know
It was
what
a-
game I was
It
having?
was.
Sorry,
It
no,
was
you
a
go.
15-yard. It was a 15-yard punt that went into the Patriots bench. That was
The wind.
amazing. The wind just took it straight to 15 yards.
My flashback was Aaron Rodgers 6 years ago, day after his birthday. Literally the last play, the final seconds had been ticked off, and he literally throws a Hail Mary, and we beat a team that the Vikings couldn't this week, the Lions.
Miracle in
So-
Motown.
Yeah. Anyway, that's about it for our non-teams of the week. Let's go to our previews for this week coming up, week 14. Packers play the Bears, which honestly, it's an easy win for the Packers because we're coming off a well-rested week. We do have a
Lions.
few outs, don't get me wrong.
Lions, Bears.
No, it's Packers Bears.
Is it?
Yeah.
Sunday Night Football.
Yeah, because fuck the Bears. Honestly, like there's not. Honestly, like I hate the Vikings, but I despise the Bears and everything they are about and their fan base. So anyone who's a Bears fan, Tyler McShane, I'm looking at you. Come at me. Let me put it this way: if the Bears win this week, I will change my profile photo to a Bears logo for the week until the next week's Packers game. That is how
Yes.
much I fucking hate the Bears.
I love that you look at the camera every
Yeah.
time you say fucking hate the Bears.
Yes, I fucking hate them. Right, okay, so, but at the same token, though, if the Packers win, you bet your ass I will play the song Celebrate all through the next week's episode. But I'm tipping a Packers blowout, 3 or 4 touchdown score difference. Let's go. Let's go down to the Cowboy and get his thoughts on the Cowboys' upcoming game.
Yeah, so I think it should be a good one. We'll wait and see. I'm really kind of concerned, though. It shouldn't be as close as what it's going to be versus Washington. You look back at the last 5 games or so that the Cowboys have played, and you really have seen the offense struggle. They basically, and again, it all goes back to the running game. You saw it against the Broncos. They couldn't get anything going there until the very garbage time. Dak starts scrambling around, which, by the way, we need to see more Dak scrambling around.
Yes.
He's got to at least have not design stuff, but he's got to be able to
create stuff,
scramble 5-6 times a game if they're going to do something. He just does. It brings us such an added dimension to it. But you saw them struggle with the Broncos. Then they started to right the ship, so to speak, with the Falcons. They started to get things going. You're thinking, yes, we're back on track, all good. And then no, you go to KC, you can't even punch it into the end zone. It's pretty ugly there. You lose to the Raiders at home on Thanksgiving Day. Thanksgiving Day, you lose, and frankly, the Cowboys suck on Thanksgiving Day. So it's frustrating there. You get 100-yard, return for a touchdown, you still can't make anything happen. So that's just frustrating. And then you go ahead and you survive the 5-7 Saints. So against this Washington has won 4 games in a row. So you're going to be, they're riding a high right now, and you're coming into their home field. Granted, it's not that big of a home field advantage anymore. It's not like what it used to be with RFK and all that kind of stuff. But the way Zeke is running the ball so pathetically, he's averaging less than 4 yards a carry for like these last 4 or 5 games, which you're not going to do anything. And in my opinion, they need to reverse the way they're distributing the carries. Get Tony Pollard the majority of the carries. Let Zeke, because Zeke's phenomenal as a back in the passing game in terms of his pass blocking skills and the way he does that is he's arguably the best in the NFL. But he's not healthy. Pollard gives them that extra gear. I think they need to give it to him, but I don't think you're going to necessarily see that. The one thing I am excited about as a Cowboy fan, I'm curious to know what you think there, Cheesehead, in terms of Mike McCarthy in December. You know, he's got a really good record in December, January. So
I think at least against the Washington football team, it's hard to explain, but basically, I don't mean to fucking be cheesy when I say this, but you said it all. Literally, he's great. He's got a great December record, and I just think it's just going to continue. Unfortunately, I think it's going to continue. It'll be great. I hope I'm wrong, but
just on Mike McCarthy there. Like I gotta say, Mike McCarthy has been like the beneficiary of Aaron Rodgers and Dak Prescott. Like I must say, Kellen Moore is more of I think the brains of this Cowboys coaching staff, in my opinion. And you'll see on Sunday, you got the Washington secondary. They are not as good as they were meant to be. Their defense is not as good as they're meant to be. I'm interested to see what Dak does. He needs to have it. I think he can have a 400-yard game, maybe even get up to the 500s, on the Washington defense.
You think?
Yeah.
You think?
I think he can get up to 500 on a very good day where he completes 80% of his passes. And you got Cooper and CD have 100 yards each. I can see him reaching up to that 500 stage if he has a pretty good game.
I would love it if that happens, but I don't think he's going to.
Yeah, I think he could get that. I think he could get that many yards on a good day. But I don't. I think against Washington, their strength is the D. That's what it is. You've got there's not many sacks between them when you talk about Kendall Fuller and William Jackson and but there's tackles galore. I mean, I think it's when I look at it, Fuller's got 45 tackles for the season so far. That's solo tackles too, not combined assists or anything. That's solo tackles. Yes. So you're talking about some quality rush from the cornerbacks, and then there's a lot of really good stuff going on with Bobby McCain and Landon Collins in the backfield, and it's a struggle for 400 to 500 yards. I don't think he'll get that far. I mean, fuck it. I'll check what the line is on that and put some dollars down. if Rantjot has got anything to do with it this week, I think we'll be.
I love it.
We do still need your predicted score, Brad. By the way, what's your predicted score line difference?
That's a good one. I'm gonna say, I think it's gonna be close. I still think the Cowboys pull it out. I think it's gonna be probably 24-17.
Okay.
Yeah. That's
what I would
get.
Gonna have to actually go with a score. I thought he was going to say a score difference, but 24-17.
Yeah,
okay. I can say that.
The Washington defense, their last 3 games, they've only been giving up 17 points a game.
Yeah.
So their defense has, they're on this 4-game winning streak, and it's because of their defense. Their defense has really stepped it up. And the Cowboys, they were. Okay, we're going to run, and if you take away the run, we're going to pass. And if you take away the pass, we're going to run. And now it's just, well, if you take away the pass, we're going to keep passing. And so it's just it's frustrating, but yeah.
No, that's fair. Let's cross over to Viking let's be honest, you can't go any worse than last week unless you're the Vikings. But Viking,
you never know unless you go to US Bank Stadium.
That's very true. So with that in mind, who the Vikings take on and what's your prediction?
The Vikings Steelers, which is going to be
Steelers.
You said
I hate the Bears and I fucking hate the Steelers.
Steelers, like 6-5-1, and they're still kind of in the hunt for a weird AFC playoff thing. It's AFC is strange in that way. Whereas the Vikings are 5-7. I mean, they're technically, mathematically in the hunt for wild card, a chance in the NFC, but it's just not going to happen. No one's dumb enough to think that's going to happen. Yeah. So they are in must-win situations, I think, especially for coaching staff. And the way Zimmer's concerned.
Zimmer's gone. I'm sorry, he is gone.
Yeah, the hard parts about it is Thielen's out, Darasaur's out.
Ooh.
Cook is questionable still, and I don't think they'll play him considering there's other division games coming up. In terms of Bears and Packers, I think they'll keep him. They'll want him to be healthy, especially for Packers.
Yeah, they will.
So no Thielen means Jefferson's going to have a lot more option downfield. The guy is honestly, I think it's like 9 more 20-yard catches than anybody else in the last 2 seasons combined.
Yeah, but you're going up against TJ Watt, and he may sack Kirk Cousins.
That's where the big problem is. And then obviously, our offensive line is where the struggles are. That's where the problems are. Because they're just we're having to let Kirk figure that out.
Score prediction. Or difference, whatever.
Always within 3 points. I said that 2 weeks ago.
You're not wrong.
Every Vikings game now within 3 points. That's all it is. Doesn't matter what you score. You pick the score. It'll be within 3 points.
Absolutely. And let's go down to Rantjot before we cross over to our Homegrown Gridiron games that are coming up. Fuck the 10 minutes left. So we're gonna wrap this up pretty soon. Rantjot, who are the 49ers taking on, and what's your predictions and all that jazz?
Yeah, so we got the Cincinnati Bengals at Paul Brown Stadium in Cincinnati. Now, firstly, must thank the NFL here. This game was actually slated to be at 1 p.m. Eastern time, which would be 5 a.m., which would have been 10 a.m. for 49ers players in San Francisco time, that is. But they moved it back a few hours to like 4:25 p.m. Eastern, and then which is 8:25 a.m. here in Australian Eastern Daylight Time.
They moved it forward.
Yeah, so they moved it 3 hours later, basically. And thankfully, thank you just for giving us our body clocks and stuff like that. We don't play good at 10 a.m. 10 a.m. is like a bad time for Pacific teams. Let me just say that. But thank you NFL for that. Now 49ers, we did have a bit of an injury bug last week entering the Seattle game. We lost Fred Warner. We lost Deebo Samuel. It was pretty hard for us. But this week we're getting, Fred Warner and Deebo Samuel are practicing again. Deebo's going to start practicing tomorrow. I hope he can play because we missed him on offense last week. Now, Joe Burrow for the Bengals, he banged up his finger against the Chargers in that loss. Now, that was a very interesting game. Could have been a very close game, but it was just a back and forth, momentum swing. But I gotta say, 2 very inconsistent teams. This is very hard to predict. But I'm going with the Bengals by 3 points, I reckon.
Okay.
The Bengals are just, I don't know, some weeks they're that Italian soccer meme. Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit. Exactly. I didn't want to put the accent on, but sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit. That's exactly how they are.
I must say, they can blow sometimes out, maybe good.
They can blow out the Steelers, the Ravens, they've blown them out, but they get blown out by the Chargers. I don't know what to think of the Bengals. The 49ers as well, they got a bit of a win streak. Both teams were 3 straight wins until they both lost last week, and then they both meet this week. So what's gonna happen? So Bengals by 3 is my prediction. I'm just really not sure.
Yeah, nice.
I think it'll be more than that. I reckon more.
But the Bengals.
And I think it'll be. And I think, Bengals to win, but I think it'll be all about Mixon and T. Higgins.
Yeah, nice. Yeah. Okay. What do you reckon, Cowboy?
Yeah, I would agree. I think Mixon's going to have a big game.
Yeah.
And I hope he does. I've got him on my fantasy
He's going to have
team.
a field day. Nice. Well, that about wraps it up. We do have one last segment for the show, and that is the Homegrown Gridiron two leagues are currently at the back end of their season with the finals. I'll cover the first one, which is the Sun Bowl final. It is the Raptor Spartans against the Stingrays for the juniors up at East Tigers Field in Queensland. That kicks off at 3 p.m. It will be available on live stream on LSB Australia. Then after that, you've got the seniors, the Brisbane Rhinos taking on the Bayside Ravens. The Ravens are the current reigning champions, so can they be dethroned? Be sure to check it out. If you're in town, go to the game, but if not, it'll be live streamed on LSB Australia. We've also got the Great Southern Bowl coming up this weekend, and we will cross down to the Cowboy to talk about that.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it. It's going to be a great matchup. You got the Adelaide Uni Hogs versus the
Your beloved Hogs.
Eagles. Yes. So full disclosure, I used to coach for the Hogs. So
Yes.
and I'm grateful that I'm going to be there announcing the game. So
that'll be on 180 Creations.
Yes, correct.
Yes.
So we're going to live stream it, 180 Creations. It's going to be 7:00 at Victoria Park, 7:00 Adelaide time.
So that's 7:30 Australian Eastern time. The links for that will be in the description below, so then you can set a reminder on YouTube. So be sure to say, Cheesehead of the Vikings sent you, and say g'day to Brad or the Cowboy. And Rantjot, do you want to talk us through how the ACT Gridiron went this week, / coming up this week as well?
Yeah, so we're going down the last week of the season before the New Year's break. Now, last week we had the Centurions blow out the Gladiators, as we covered on last episode. So the Centurions are on 3-0 right now. The Gladiators on 0-3, and the Wolves are right in the middle, 1-1, with another game in hand on the other two. Now, this week, we got the final game of the
fifth
juniors.
Game.
Yeah, fifth and final. Yeah, game between the juniors Wolves and the junior Gladiators. That's at 3 p.m. down at Greenway Oval. Can
they get the 5-0 whitewash? I think they can.
I think they're
going to blow them out of the park, and I think they'll put 60 plus points on them. I think I've got 40 plus. I got like a 42 to 12 in the juniors for the Wolves. I think they'll get the fifth and final win. They've got like a great culture. Like you've got the senior players are like out there supporting the junior players. Like you just love to see that. That's like Jason Ray.
Awesome.
Like I got to give full props to that dude.
Yeah.
He's just he's an amazing like coach for the Wolves. He's just bred a great culture for them. And I must say, like he like that's just a genius move. Like you've got like the seniors and the juniors like training together, like just being there together. And speaking of their senior team, they do go up against the senior Centurions, which is like the Centurions only team, by the way. But so senior Centurions versus Wolves. I've got it's going to be a good one.
I think Centurions are going to get the win.
Yeah, but like I said last time when I was talking about that game, like it was a lot closer than it like seemed. Like it was a 2-touchdown difference in the end, but it's just because like.
However, don't forget a rookie QB started the game for the Centurions, but didn't finish the game for the Centurions.
Yeah, and even the
QB
Wolves
that got in their
change.
I was going to say the QB that got in their TDs has played 7+ years and has won the Capital Bowl a few times. So I think. Yeah. They maybe might play him instead of their usual starting rookie QB. So go ahead, Rantjot.
Yeah, the Wolves also got a QB situation similar to that. They got a young QB that they've kind of replaced with this older veteran, Pete Ryan, who I know personally. He's a great friend of mine. I must say he's just he was my flag football QB. Shout out to Pete right now. But so I saw him last game. He threw a touchdown, but also had a pick 6 against the Gladiators. But it'll be interesting to see like who starts for both teams. Like they've both got like QB situations that are fluctuating. I'd love to see who start for both teams. And I reckon like this is maybe like a Capital Bowl preview. So we might be having like 3 simultaneous like bowls in a row across Australia.
Absolutely. Yeah. And on that note, I must say it's been great to have the 2 new co-hosts, Rantjot the Myth and Brad the Cowboy. Thank you very much for joining us. I didn't mean to cut you off, but we are running out of time. We've just got 2 minutes left. So until next week, Everyone take care, and hopefully the Vikings lose, the Packers win, and your two teams, the Niners and the Cowboys, win as well, lads. Rightio, take care, guys, and have a good one.
Love it. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Now.